Come warm yourself round the fire that is Baseball Scotland. Welcome to 2026, and we are underway once more with Baseball Scotland and the SNBL leagues. Going to kick off your broadcasting this year with AAA game here, and our defending champions, the Tayport Breakers, are welcomed by one of our new teams to the AAA league, the Edinburgh Angels. So as you can see, we've got a lot of stuff to get through and talk about through the game and beyond. But we're going to go straight into the action here. Tayport Breakers are going to send up Luke Lasky, Ethan Dyke and Avon Fletcher as their 1-2-3. Blaine Heary is on the bump for the Edinburgh Angels, and we're underway with strike one. And those of you keeping track at home in real time, 2 p.m. Game start on the dot. And swing and a miss comes in there, clipped off into our brand new backstop. I'm Ewan Spence, by the way. Reuben Hustler is still on duty and in the truck as always. I thank you for your company. And we'll go through the lineups, offense and defenses shortly. And one more, a swing and a miss there from Luke Lasky. 1-2. Heary, captain of the Edinburgh Angels. They bring themselves up into the AAA league from Single A last year. And that's going to go wide. Goes to the outside there. We will see Lasky coming up in the other side. That's just fouled off there and bounces at the feet, as he is Tayport Breakers' opposing pitcher. So we're immediately starting off with a pitcher. And strike three. And first blood of the inning, of the game, and of the season. Blaine Heary takes that one for the Edinburgh Angels. One away. And it's a strikeout on Luke Lasky. Brings in Ethan Dyke, third baseman for the Breakers. Stepping in from the right-hand side of the box. And the wind comes in high and inside for the ball. Weather today is, well, if you're Scottish, you'd call it there's a little bit of a wind. If you're anywhere else, it's very blustery. There are gusts coming through here as well. And prevailing wind coming right across the diamond from third base to first base. And time there just as we go through a little bit of the equipment here. Home plate umpire Paul Convoy. And we're back underway again with a 0-2 delivery. And that's left, so he goes slightly on the outside, so 1-2. And that one's going to be left as well. And that not too early was 0-1. So we're at a 3-1 count there. And the walk is drawn as that one comes low. So it's first base runner for the Tayport Breakers. And in now, Avon Fletcher. Fletcher, of course, plays for the national team. And if you were looking for anybody to find a little bit of power, then it's fair to say your first choice would be to look at Fletcher. A little tease of stealing second there. Up at first base from Lasky. Not from Lasky, from Dyke. But not going through just yet. And that one goes high and outside, so past the ball is going to see Dyke take himself up to second base and into scoring position. It's going to come down actually as a wild pitch. There'll be a certain amount of hesitancy from Harry just to not leave anything hanging over the centre. And that one goes high and outside. And everybody just gathers the moment, looks around the field. Probably worked out at this point, but we do not run pitch clock here at Scottish Baseball. Comes in square into the glove, but going to the outside as well. So the walk is taken. And there may well just be Angels doing the better the devil you know and not letting Fletcher bring the power. So runners at first and second, top of the first, no score as yet. Joe Matthews, Tayport Breakers left fielder, steps in now. Right-handed pitcher. Right-handed batter. No, left-handed. And the runners are going to advance both on the steal there. Two in the scoring position. Dyke at third, Fletcher at second. So first base is open. Joe Matthews watches that one go low for the Breakers. And we are equal low on the count. Bounces in the turn in front of home plate. Count comes up 2-1. Pitch down, it's high and outside once more. With the wind conditions blowing left to right, third to first on the field. Strong gust at the wrong time is going to take and push your ball to the outside. 3-1 swing and a miss. Payoff pitch is going to be coming down now. First base is open. Runners at second and third. Top of the first. No score as yet. Breakers receiving the pitch. And that is hit. And it is going to be base hit. Line drive out to right field. First runner's going to come home. Dyke comes over. Fletcher eases up and holds himself at third base. So first run on the board for the game and for the season for the Tayport Breakers. It's an RBI single for Joe Matthews, lofting a line drive out to right field. Runners at the corners. One out so far is Luis Mejia. So we are going to keep eyes open for the steal, as there is a little bit of pace there from Joe Matthews. Steal is on, but we got a fly ball going out, shallow center field. It's going to fall in the gap. Having Fletcher jogs himself home. Second run comes over the plate. Joe Matthews takes two bases there and puts himself 90 feet away from home for potential third run coming up. Runners on the corners. Having Fletcher representing the second run there. Luis Mejia taking the RBI. And we welcome in captain and catcher, Chinian Lai, facing the same situation as Mia had before. Runners in the corners, one out, but with an extra run on the board. Goes for the shadow, fakes the bunt, pulls back though. Bat held up steady. Confidence of the veteran as the steal goes on. First goes up to second. Luis Maya is going to take that one. Two in scoring position now. One away, top of the first here as our defending champions in the league, Tayport Breakers, are down here in Edinburgh at the Bobby Thompson Memorial Field, facing the Edinburgh Angels. That comes in inside low. Here, just working to find the left and right here. Wind will not be helping. And that's left from Lai to go outside and low. Three-one count. 2 walks already in this inning. And that comes in, takes the bottom corner. So the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Breakers with a 2-run lead so far. There are options here with just 1 out. And that's going to go too low on that one as here looks for the inside corner, doesn't find that one. There, it's walk number 3 in the conditions. And that loads up the bases. Hi Sanchez steps in now. And of course we are game 1 in the opening game, opening Sunday of the season, so everybody's stats are back to 0. And here he takes some heat there, throws that one in and gets the strike. One away so far. Brings in heat once more. Strike 2. And we get a light dusting of rain coming in now. Here he just glances round the rest of the bases. Keeps the awareness high. Angels playing deep on right and center, but showing in on the left. And conditions are getting themselves, I think the phrase is a little bit more interesting. Comes in and it's swung on a high pitch. Bases remain loaded, 1 away. Just glancing at the weather, the majority of the rain is just over our old friend the Frochie out in left field, so we may miss the brunt of it here. As here he sends another one outside and low. And now with that, the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And for those of you who are watching back on YouTube, welcome to the Good Ship Edinburgh. Now the question is it swinging a bit, it's the wild pitch. There's the tag up home. And there's a question of what goes on there. Whether the walk has been issued by the umpire or convoy. Wild pitch came in. And the result of that play is the walk was issued. Everybody moves round. So Joe Matthews has himself walked in to score run number 3. 4 walks in the inning so far, as we have Mikey McDonald coming in for the Breakers. And the wind picks up here in the Scottish summer. So apologies for those of you who are feeling slightly swaying on the YouTube camera. You might just be able to hear a little bit of the wind. Here he throws in low and outside. Mikey McDonald batting right-handed. And in a moment I suspect we're going to just do some equipment switching as we get a swing and a miss on a high pitch coming in. Stiff wind comes over. If you ever wonder what the difference is between baseball in Scotland and having a nice shiny stadium, it's conditions like this. That said, being a fan of the San Francisco Giants, but being a little bit too young for Candlestick Park, I wonder if it was a bit like this. Bases still loaded. Here he brings it one in, finds the outside edge for a strike. And as we sit here and gamely trying to cover as much of our equipment as possible, it goes outside and very low. And while we haven't missed all of the rain, we are now getting close to hailstones coming in from outfield across second and in the home. So it's going to be best guess on the scoring here for me. Okay, condition, and we do have time called for conditions there from a home plate Paul Convoy, so we'll be back with you shortly. And we are back underway here in the wind and the rain, and well, we've done a quick basic equipment check, so hopefully you can see how we're doing. We have another run over the plate. And we are going to welcome in Don On now. Bear with me while I try and find out where that hiss is in the system. Bases are loaded. Breakers are up by 4. Somewhere in here. Yeah, okay, so we do have an issue with the field mic. So we'll check shortly on that one. That comes in inside and low from Harry. So many of you will realize that we've pre-recorded this. So we are probably just going to have a slight change of audio equipment as we go through in the mid-innings. Another ball drawn from Donong there, and we go to a 3-0 count. And bunt is shown, but pulled back for a 3-1 count. And pitch comes down, fouled off fast and high into the brand new slightly higher backstop. So in the old days that would have been a car park, but not now. Bases remain loaded. Still on 4 runs. Just the one out here in the top of the first. And there's another walk drawn from Don Ung. And that will push Captain Shin Yin Lai over the plate. And Sanchez to third, making McDonald second. Don up to first. And we're right through the order again. So it is Luke Lasky struck out at the top of the first. Well, here we are. Top of the first still. Little grounder. Goes over. Shortstop Rhineland takes that one over. It's a long looping throw to first base that goes out of play. So that is going to be a single for Lasky. And up to second base on the out of play. That will bring home 2 more on Sanchez. Comes home from third. Mickey McDonald, second down to third on the play, and then the out of bounds will bring him in. Donang gets himself around a third. So runners at second and third. First base is open. One away here in the top of the first, as the Tayport Breakers are visiting the Edinburgh Angels. And that's a ball drawn down there as well. Just sorting through some more of the paperwork here. Rain is giving us a nice steady drizzle as that comes in high over the plate. And it's going to be past ball there, getting past pitcher Gracie Murphy. As we just get a little bit more of sun coming out, may or may not dry up the sky. Or second, third, first base open, hard swing, line drive, base hit down the right field. Donong comes home. There's one over the plate. We're going to get a run from Luke Lasky. Comes down. There's a second run goes over. So it's a 2 RBI line drive base hit there. So we get Ethan Dyke. An RBI single. So 9 runs. Just the one out from Luke Lasky to start off with, but we're right round the order. And everybody in the order has made it over home. Avon Fletcher back at the plate. Forced to walk. As that one went low and outside. Fletcher ahead in the count once more. And another goes outside from Heary. Runner at first. Moment is taken. And that is lofted high. Is going to go foul up and over. And the customary shout of ball alerts the masses and masses of crowds behind the backstop here in Edinburgh. To be fair, I'm looking around. We're well into double figures. And we have our junior league going on in our side diamond as well. And if you're interested in joining that, then baseballscotland.co.uk, and you find more details there about the Edinburgh Giants and the Glasgow Stars, our 2 youth teams. Comes in. Little slip off the mound there from Heary, as that one goes outside and high. And just a few breaths taken. And that's going to be fouled back and over the stop as well. We talked earlier in the day about Fletcher's penchant for power. Just as we get a few more spots of rain coming down as well. And the spots of rain return here to the Bobby Thompson Memorial Field. And then we'll just get the extra covers out for our equipment. And so we just have a check on the mound and the equipment. And we're back settled in once more. Pitch comes down and check swing from Fletcher. And we do get a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 away so far. Ethan Dyke still at first base. Sole base runner at the moment on the diamond. And that's a hefty inside for ball 4. Fletcher takes the walk, and Joe Matthews comes back in again. Base hit to right field. Fast and sharp along the ground from his previous appearance. And that's fine strike 1 in the outside high corner. Not on 1. Getting a little bit of blue sky showing up now. You have the centre outfield. And that's going to be popped up high. It's incredibly high. It's going to come down with snow on it. And the wind just pushing that very slightly away from the commentary table. Our backstop, which is new here in Edinburgh, is high, but it is not that high. And for those of you keeping a track, it still would not go over the stands at the Detroit Tigers. Runners at first and second. Comes in there, that's going to be popped up, goes into the infield, picked up at second base there. Ken Digsham getting the second out for the Edinburgh Angels. Runners all stay steady. Two away. Luis Mejia took his last at bat in slightly damp conditions. Runners at first and second. 2 away. Top of the first. Swinging and a little bouncer ground up. Picked up by third base. It's going to go across the diamond, and it's going to be comfortable throw in time. McCallan to Padgett, and with that, side retired. Classic 5-3 to finish off the first inning. And with that, we will lean down to pick up 3 hits for the Tayport Breakers, bringing in 9 runs. 2 left on base. No errors in the ball streak conditions charged to the Edinburgh Angels. And with us here in the middle of the first. You've got time to just go down the Angels. Slightly better conditions here, so let's just have a little look down the Angels. It's going to be Ryan Lim, Blaine Heary, And Luke McCallan is your 1, 2, 3. Middle of the order will be Matthew Nijinsky, Herbie Saini, and Luke Paget. And closing out, Ben Taylor, Kendick Sham, and Gracie Murphy, 7, 8, and 9. Although Baseball Scotland lets you have a 10th player to DH as a recreational league to give people a chance there. Both teams today are playing with 9. Defensive lineup for the Tayport Breakers. Joe Matthews is out on the left. Don is in the centre. And Mikey McDonald out there in right field. Lewis Mahai is your shortstop. Your Ted Rogers 3-2-1 is going to be Ethan Dyke, Juan Sanchez, and Ivan Fletcher. Fletcher at first, Sanchez at second, Dyke at third. Shinyin Lai captaining the team and is going to be catching as well. And throwing down is going to be Luke Lasky. So your 1, 2, 3 for the Angels. Lim, Harry, and McCallan. They are chasing a big dominant inning in the top of the first for the Tayport Breakers. They're a team that, if you look through the numbers, you'll find that an explosive inning to take control of the game is one of their hallmarks. So we're seeing that coming through as well. Edinburgh Angels, I mean, I love to call it sort of chaos base running that they had last year. When you get on base, there's a lot of movement. The outfield has to stay sharp. They have to keep their focus on, because they can be unpredictable. They can make calls that are more than 50-50 in their favour, but not by much. They're very aggressive in the base running. But as we said, that all comes from the single A leagues last year. Stepping up to the AAA, bringing in some new players into the roster from Edinburgh University. It's a team that is I'm interested to see what their character is going to be like and how they play baseball here. Weather report, well, the sun is out. Cloud cover in the sky. Over the field, I'd say we're about 70% blue sky. Oh, back over the backstop in the car park behind us here. That's where all the rain clouds have moved on to. I think we're getting to the point where I actually have to put the cap on to get the sun out of my eyes. Conditions here in Edinburgh, and not just limited to Edinburgh. We have games going over at Glasgow as well, and they've had a rain delay coming through as well. And that's just part of the conditions we deal with. Edinburgh Angels, Ryan Lim, Blaine Harry, and Luke McCallan will be your 1, 2, 3. Luke Lasky will be the pitcher for the Breakers. Breakers 9, Angels, bottom of the first. That's what they're chasing. Comes down fast into the outside in the zone. Strike one. And comes in high inside. High. It's going to be called a ball. Slight questioning look, but no more than that from Lai. And a little wild pitch there, escapes the hand, just slips away from the thumb, so that's going to go through the dirt and allows Lim to go ahead in the count, 2-1. Conditions certainly calmer for the Angels now they're at bat. And that's going to be a swinging strike there. Coming in inside low, but that's going to take the count to equal high. 2-2. And that's going to be another one that bounces in front and fast. Count goes full. Luke Lasky opened up for the Breakers and was struck out. Ryan Lynn will be looking to do the opposite here to start off the Angels. It's a check swing, but it's through the middle of the box, so strike three. And this is the point where everybody in the comments starts talking about the commentator's curse. I didn't do anything. Nowhere near me. One away for the Edinburgh Angels. We welcome in Wayne Heary. So it's a pitcher once more, but the situation is reversed. And this time it's Lasky throwing the strike down to Heary. 0-1. Ball tucked into the glove in front of the mouth. Decision made. And graces the bottom of the zone for strike two. One away so far and a not two count. Here he does a golf swing on that one, drop third strike. He's going to take the run up to first, and that's going to be called out. Lai scrambling in the backstop there to get that ball, and then an accurate pin sharp throw over to Avon Fletcher at first base. Two away. Luke McCallan in now for the Angels. Fast, hard, and inside. Question is that a hit by pitch or not? Umpire Paul Convoy. Just checking in with McCallan, and McCallan is saying no. Banning right-handed, coming in from the left. And the practice swing or two as the wind comes through again. Whistling round the headset. And dies away as the wind comes. There's a little slip in the hand out there to bring that out. Slip away outside low. And we'll settle in for one more go. Comes in, finds that there. It's fast but inside. And bounces dirt as well, which is going to take us to an equal high count. Two and two. Comes down, swing and a miss, strike three. Side retired there in order. And it is a three-strike inning. Dropped third strike on Blaine Heary, but a run out at first. And that's your first inning here at the Bobby Thompson Memorial Field. And your score there, Tayport with 9. And the Angels retired in order. I'm Ewan Spence. Reuben Hustler's in the truck. And if the weather gods are nice, we will be back shortly with the second inning. I'll give you the sound effect. Top of the second as the Tayport Breakers captain Shin Yin Lai opens up. by Sanchez and Mickey McDonald. It's going to be a 1-2-3 for the inning. As we get a slow sinker coming in there. The ball is taken. Breakers posting 9 in the first inning. And an outside sinker there as well. It's ball 3. Breakers outfield playing relatively deep. Infield have taken a few steps back as well. It's the Angels outfield. Comes in, a little tiny trickle just falls off the bat. Here he picks that up as the pitcher, and it is going to be a throw out at first as Paget puts the arm out to capture that one. Lie with a hefty swing, and I think touching the laces at best. It would, in effect, it was the slowest bunt rolling around your feet. But that's one away. And Sanchez in now. Strike 1. As the sun breaks up and near blue skies, hefty swing and a miss. Nope, coming off the edge of the bat. Results the same though, 0-2. And that's hurled in with effort but goes low. One and 2. No base runners as yet here in the top of the second. And that's going to be a slow pop up. It's a little fly, but caught comfortably. Luke Paget on the run. Just enough of a hang time there to keep the arc going nicely. So 2 away. Tiny fly ball to third. 2 up, 2 down so far. Mikey McDonald steps in. Drew a walk in the first inning. And swings and fouls that one low into the backstop. Down first base duck line. So yeah, glance up above the field and all you'll see is blue sky. As Heary puts in the vocal effort along with that one. Runs high to take the count 1-2. And that's fouled off hefty into the car park. Low and fast. I'm sorry, I don't know what the badge on that car is, so it was the silver one. Rolls just slightly short. 1-2. Goes to the outside at the letters. Count goes equal high. As the weather lifts up slightly. And high on there. Count goes full. And for the first time this year, all the lights are on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And side retired in order. Ground out for Lie. Tiny fly for Sanchez. And a strikeout for McDonald. So zeros down the board. No runs, no hits, none left on base. No errors charged to the Angels. So the deficit is held steady. And the Angels will have Matthew Nijinsky, Herbie Saini, and Luke Paget as their 1, 2, 3. Middle of the order for the bottom of the second. Coming up here, Bobby Thompson Memorial Field from myself, Ewan Spence, and support from Reuben Hustler. Welcome back. Going into the bottom of the second, Tayport Breakers 9, and Angels looking for their first run as we have a little grounder that's held in front of home plate. Catcher Shin Lai pounces on that one and takes a moment, throws up to Avon Fletcher, so it's a one swing, one contact, and one out for the Edinburgh Angels. So, Nijinsky on the 2-3. Herbie Saini is in now for the Angels. Luke Lasky stays on the bump for the Breakers and takes that one outside and low. Hall comes in there. Lasky confident enough now to bring the heat in. I think just the slightly drier conditions in the weather now and a little bit less gusting gives the confidence there. Comes in for the strike once more. 3 heat. And an off speed coming down to get the count equal high. 2-2. No base runners as yet, and one away for the Angels. Breakers now. Our goal will be to keep focus. And Lasky. Awkward release there, and that one goes high to fill the count up. 3-2. Breakers holding on to the lead, but we've got a regulation 7 here, and we're only in the second. As that's the line foul. Heading towards the visitor dugout. Edinburgh Angels choosing to take the third base line as they're home for the day. Breakers down the first base line. And that's going to be a line drive contact foul once more. Breakers infield. All taking a few steps back and leaving some gaps short. They're protecting themselves from the big swings. Strike 3 comes in there. That's K number 4 for Lasky. He faces Luke Paget now. Paget, line drive, that's going to go up. He's got a chance here with the speed for a base, but even with the stumble at the fit, it's not going to be in time up to first base, so that is signed retired. Also in order, no runs, no hits, none left on base, and no errors charged to the Breakers. Ewan Spence here at Bobby Thompson Memorial Field, and I will be back with you for the top of the third momentarily. Let PG know I've got paper. Top of the third here, and we'll get back to weather watch shortly. Here he remains on the bump for the third inning. And your order is going to go Don Arndt, Luke Lasky, and Ethan Dyke. That's your 1, 2, 3 for the inning. Tayport Breakers 9, Edinburgh Angels 0. Here he throws in hard once more. Takes a moment. Wind dies down very slightly and pushes that one out hard as we go for a count equal high at 2 and 2. Wind. Little bouncer goes around. Here he takes it up his pitcher. It's going over to first base. Padgett gets the ball, keeps the foot in the bag. And Donong, opening batter, retired on the 1-3. Just as here he did in the previous inning, retiring the opening batter on the 1-3. Little chopper went into the ground there. As we return to the top of the order, Luke Lasky in a 1-for-2 game. And the last of the Tayport Breakers to get over home and score. 9 on the board for the Breakers. Angels will be looking to hold that gap steady. Sneaks to the outside for a 1-0 count. And again, a hefty one there, fouled off into the third baseline dugout. We are at pitcher once more, but with wildly different pitch counts going through. Here his count will be driving up. Brings that one in. Strike in the bottom out corner. And that's going to be a hit by pitch there. Here he's losing a touch of control as he goes inside. Lasky turning into that one. And so the Breakers have themselves a base runner. Lasky. A wee small nippy thing, as you would say in these parts. So watch there for this Scottish two-step. Step 1's confirmed to get on base. Step 2 is steal second. Not happening this time. Lasky though just reminding Padgett, who's first base for the Angels, he'll be there if he wants to. Here he brings in another ball there. Even Dyke, batting left-handed. From the right-hand side of the box. Three and 0 count. Geary with left-handed pitching, of course, has a clear sight of first base, so the pick-off attempt there keeps everybody honest. More for an honesty than an attempt at the out. 3 and 0. Off speed into the glove. 3 and 1. Avon Fletcher on deck. And a big hefty high swing and a miss there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, runner at first. Breakers up in the game. Angels looking to steady the deficit. Give their offense a chance in the bottom. And that there's going to be a wild pitch as it goes through the dirt for ball 4. Lasky takes himself up to second on that one there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the 8th walk for Heary. Having Fletcher in now. He's been threatening the power but not able to get clean contact and make that productive. He's got his teammates on first and second with one away. And that's their line drive. That's going to go base hit out into the left outfield. Lasky turns around. He's going to go for the run for home. It's an off throw from the outfield. It's a cut off. Either Ryan Lim, actually cut off by Ryan Lim at short. Fletcher. Strong contact on a slightly high ball, but pulls that down and through the gap into the left outfield. Lasky taking 2 bases to bring in run number 10. So Dyke at second, Fletcher at first. Joe Matthews in. It's high, pop-up contact. It's going to go foul down the right field line. So the fast-paced jog up to first. Leans into a starboard turn, back for home. One strike against Matthews. The bat bounces. Hits that one, it's going fly, it's going out into the right field underneath that one there. Ben Taylor takes the catch there. Fletcher's going to stay at first. Dyke is going to take the opportunity to go around to third on the throw. So we have runners at the corners with 2 away. Dyke at third, Fletcher at first. 2 away, so Fletcher will be looking at that empty second bag and wanting to make it his own. Comes down there, and that's going to be fouled off high and back towards the car park by Lewis Mahia. We get some clouds in the sky for those of you with a weather bingo card. That slides outside low for a ball. Fletcher and the Breakers, I think, are going to be taking it easier and ease up on the steals. Two balls, one strike. Pitch comes down, it's low, it's a grounder going to be picked up there by Sean Downapadgett. And with that, side retired. And there will be still leaving the Angels. Large gap which you have the chance to cut down as we head into the bottom of the third. Going to the bottom of the third here. Welcome back to the Bobby Thompson Field, where we have a new flavour of weather. Ben Taylor is in first. Kendrick Sham and Grace Murphy will close out the 1, 2, 3 to start off with, and it's the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. Luke Lasky stays pitching. has himself ahead in the count. And outside low corner for strike 3. And that's key number 5 for Lasky. Kendig Shan coming in for the first at-bat of the season. Touches home plate with the bat. And that's a swing on a low in the strike zone there for 0-1. And fouls that one there. Again, with a rather low, flat swing. He's going to have a naturally small strike zone. And we're 0-2. Blue skies have turned to a white and grey. And that's going to be swing and strike 3. And it's Grace Murphy. Speaking of naturally small strike zones, getting smaller and smaller for the Angels as we go down the order. Comes in swinging, strike 1. 2 away so far for the Angels. And that's ball 1, low and outside. And that one comes in hefty at head height. We can get a 2-1, I feel. And that's going to be a dirt bouncer. 3-1. Murphy takes the ball, and that's going to be the first base runner for the Edinburgh Angels. And we're head back to the top of the order. Shortstop Ryan Lim stepping in from the right-hand side. Struck out in the first inning. Falls behind 0-1 in the count. And it's going to be a check swing there. Strike 2. Murphy taking a few steps ahead at second base. Then lets that one go past. 1-2 in the count. Asks for a little bit of time. Stays in the box for that one. And checks there and lets that one go to the outside. Count goes equal high, 2-2. Runner at first. Bottom of the third here with the Edinburgh Angels chasing the Tayport Breakers. Ball 3. Let's put all the lights on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. Time called. So we get one of our junior games hitting a baseball into the outfield. Lasky with the payoff pitch. Down to Ryan Lim. It's fastball, chops up, goes towards second base. Picked up there, Sanchez throws over, Fletcher in time. And that is going to be... Are we safe at first? No, that is just a instinctive heading back to second to touch the base. So it's a 4-3. Ryan Lim for out number 3. No runs, no hits. 1 left on base for the Angels. No errors charged to Tayport Breakers as we go through 3 innings. It's Tayport Breakers 9, Edinburgh Angels 0. And we go for a regulation 7 here in Edinburgh. I'm Ewan Spence, Reuben Hustler and the truck, and we'll be back with the top of the 4th shortly. And we're going back to the top of the 4th, and having checked in with the official scorer, and he he goes, "Look at that one." He's like, "Yeah, it's a 10 for the Breakers, 9 in the 1st inning, and another one on there in the 3rd. 1, 2, 3. Shinyin Lai, Mai Sanchez, and Mikey McDonald. And that goes foul there. Here he is going to stay on the mound for at least one more at bat. As we have pitching limits coming in this year to the SNBL, as that one's pops out. It's going to go fly. It's going in the outfield. It's a sliding catch from left fielder Herbie Saini. Makes the catch. So that's a fly out into left center field from Shinyin Lai. Looked to be going for the gap, but Saini deciding the slide is going to give me just a little bit more reach. And that's the 1st out. We're going to have some positional changes now for the Edinburgh Angels. Blaine Heary goes over the 100 pitch count on that one there. Finishing the at-bat. And then we are going to bring in to pitch now will be, let's check, that looks like we're having a Ryan Lim come in, but we are going to have a ring the changes through. Luke Paget is going to come down. It's a catch. And the pen and paper comes out. Actually, it's going to be Luke McCallan who is coming in to pitch. We'll get Heary's final line shortly. And now we'll just see who is going to be covering first base and third base. As we shuffle everybody through. And with the warm-up pitches pretty much underway, we welcome Luke McCallan in as relief pitching for the Angels. And there's going to be a switch over for catch as well. Luke Paget is moving in to catcher. Blaine Heary comes out of pitching but moves over to first base. And Gracie Murphy heads to third. 1, 2, 3 for the Tayport Breakers. Juan Sanchez, Mikey McDonald, and Don On. Just a reminder there, it is Tayport Breakers 10, Edinburgh Angels 0. And we have McCallan's first, coming in and goes wide. McCallan pitching right-handed. And it's high, but the chop attempt is made, but that's pushed foul on Sanchez. I think that one just underneath the long bow of our good old friend the foul tree. Out there in left field. Branch is just missing. Going over third base foul line. Pretty much anything in the tree, and you're going to be taking another swing. That comes in low, bounces around the dirt. Callan just getting his bearings. And brings that one inside and low. I think that takes us 3-1. As we get some slightly darker clouds blowing in now. All the weather, all the time. Swing hefty by the numbers. And we're going to get a payoff pitch action coming down now. The ball, the foul, or some action. It's going to be swing and a miss. Strike three. And we get first strikeout there for McCallan. 2 away. Top of the fourth here. Edinburgh, who of course also have the Edinburgh Diamond Devils and the Edinburgh Canucks as part of Edinburgh Baseball Association, who are playing elsewhere. We also welcome the Edinburgh Rays to the Baseball Scotland League. And last year they were the winners. As that one heads towards the commentary box, but just falls a touch short, winner of the Baseball Northern League, if I remember correctly. I did have it on a note somewhere, but now I can't see it anywhere. Where did it go? So that gives us the 4 clubs ready. Yes, Northeast Baseball League 2025 champions. And Rays now switching over to play in Scotland. And Glasgow Baseball Association has a Glasgow team here, the AAA as well. 6 teams playing for the league this year. And with that we also have our development single A league. And over there the Edinburgh Knights are the representatives from this side of the country. Tayport Breakers have the single A team as well as the AAA team that we have here. And the Galaxy, the Comets and the Eclipse. Your star lineups. 3 Glasgow teams taking place in the single A this year. More details on how you can get involved. Baseballscotland.co.uk. It's strike 3 on Mikey McDonald. And side retired in order. For Luke McCallan. We open up with one for Blaine Heary. So 9 in the first inning, 1 in the third. The Angels holding everything else. So it's back to the Angels in the bottom of the fourth. Looking to cut down that lead. So regulation 7. We'll be back shortly. Heading into the bottom of the fourth inning here as the Edinburgh Angels welcome the Tayport Breakers. 1, 2, 3. Heary, McCallan and Nijinsky for the Angels. We have a couple of outfield changes for the Breakers as well. Luke Lasky is going to step back from the pitcher's mound and head out to centre field to replace Donan. And Donan is going to come in from centre field and take over pitching duties. Also, we are bringing David Farr in to relieve at second base. With the changes rung, Breakers 10, Angels 0. And it is opening up his pitching campaign with strike one for Donan. And that's going to be inside, looping high. Count goes equal low. As we welcome back our old friend, the wind. That comes in high and outside, just outside, for a 2-1. So just a one base runner for the Angels so far in the bottom of the third. And on, lets that one go down. Hefty swing from here, not making contact on that outside and low, so it's 2-2. And a decision from Shin Yin Lai, the catcher, relayed up to on, and everybody's happy with that. That comes down for the ball, so we're going to go for a full count to open up the fourth. With all the bits of paper we don't have the previous batters lineup, we'll watch a swing and a miss there coming from Heary. And that's a one away in the fourth. Bottom of the fourth, Luke Lasky running up 6 Ks and 1 walk. No hits, no runs scored, and 3 innings pitched. Oh, there you go, we did manage to work it out in paper. Now we do have pitcher as Donan comes in for Luke McCallan. And that's fouled back into the backstop. Outfield, centre and left playing a little bit shallow. And it's going to be a grounder, goes up, it's picked up by third base. Ethan Dyke throws that over, but it's a little stumble there. As Mihai also runs in from shortstop position. Touch of chaos out there, and with that McCallan will bring himself up to first base. It's going to be credited as a single in the commentary box as this little bouncer wild pitch goes. Callan takes himself up to second on the wild pitch. So, first runner in scoring position for the Angels. There's Matthew Nijinsky, ground out in the second. It's that one along the ground. It's one bounce hop into the glove and out of the glove again from pitcher Donan, but he gets that over to first base in time. Little wobble around the leather there as the wind picks up once more. It's one of those days for the weather. Callan brings himself up to third, 90 feet away from the Angels' first run in the AAA. 2 outs on the board. Herbie Saini ducks away out of that one. We now get 10 seconds of a dust storm into the booth here. I say booth, it's table. It's a very nice table. That swing and a miss on one that goes into the dirt there. So that one goes to on in the count. It's such a nice table. We've actually had to tent peg it down to the ground here. It's a very heavy table as well. Runner on third. Pitch comes in, so check swing in the dirt. Dies relatively quietly around the plate though, so McCallan just holds himself at third. Base hit here would bring the run home. Check swing. Count goes 3-1. Herbie Saini receiving for the Angels from down on for the Breakers. Yeah, that's a long looping curve that doesn't make it, so it's a walk, and we get runners at the corners. Luke Paget comes in now. Quickly unclips the catcher's protection. Exchanges that for the bat. 2 away, runners at the corners. Paget ground out in the second. There's a grounder there, goes up to second base, throws down in time comfortably to first. Side retired. Farn Fletcher combined for the 4-3. And the first run was threatening, but it didn't come through there. One hit for the Angels, but no runs coming off there. 2 left on base, and certainly in the commentary box, no errors charged to the Breakers. So through 4, Tayport 10, Edinburgh to get off the mark. I'm Ewan Spence here in the commentary booth. Thank you all for following us on YouTube. The usual link, like, love, share and subscribe, etc, etc, etc. It'd always be welcome as we build up the league around the world. Back for the 5th shortly. Into the top of the 5th. Here in Edinburgh is the Edinburgh Angels, stepping up from single A to the triple A. Welcome, triple A champions from last year, the Tayport Breakers. McCallan stays on the mount to hurl. And gets strike one there as our 1-2-3 is going to be done on Luke Lasky and Ethan Dyke for the Tayport Breakers. As we get a 0-1, as we get a low and wide on that one. No runners on, so we'll just go for a ball on that one, 1-1. And that one's going to go a wide as well. We didn't have substitutions in the last one, but let's just run through. Herbie Saini, Matthew Nujinski and Ben Taylor are here left, centre, right in the outfield. Ryan Limett short, and Gracie Murphy at third. Ken Dicksham at second, and Blaine Heary at first. Catching there and watching strike 2 come in is Luke Paget and Luke McCallan on the bump for the Angels. Yeah, that's a looping sinker. Comes in. doesn't quite hit the zone. So we're going to go for a full count. 3-2. Hits the glove ball on the outside, so walk up to first for Don An. 2 walks on the ground out in the game so far. To go back to the top of the order, Luke Lasky with a striker single and a hit by pitch in the mix. Nice varied card for him at the end of today. That goes wide, and on the wild pitch, John Allen is going to take himself up to second and into scoring position. And a hefty into the lathered again, but the 2 strikeouts Callan had to open up his pitching. It's just slipped away a little bit with the control as we go for 3-0. Little glance back. Runner at second is now joined. The runner at first on next walk. So Lasky at first for the Breakers, and on at second. Ethan Dyke steps in now from the right hand side. Runners at first and second. Breakers holding the lead as that bounces in the dirt, and a little bit of indecision there for one, deciding not to go for the extra bag given the conditions. 1-0. And that's a high release point on that one there. 2-0, and runners advance to second and third. And just a little come out to check the confidence there. Luke Padgett, the catcher, calming things down. And it's going to be down as Conference at Mounders manager Blaine Heary, who is playing first base, pops in as well. It's calming things down, resetting the tempo and the rhythm. So for the fifth here with the Breakers in the lead. Runners at second and third, no outs yet. First base is open. And that's a golf swing that doesn't make contact around the bottom of the bases. So that one goes onto McCallan's side. High release point takes us to 3-1. We're now getting strong enough sun that we've got some shadows coming into play. It's like steps back and decides not to go for the swing, but it's going to give you a full count, so it's 3-2. Just a few shadows of the branches of our fell tree sneaking on. And that's going to be a ground bounce. This one's picked up by our pitcher. McCall throws that over to Blaine Heary at first. It's a loop throw that Heary has to jump for, but foot comes back down on the bag in time for the 1-3. It's one away. In the mix of that, though, well, all our eyes were on first. Donan brims himself home. And Luke Lasky heads over to third. One more run on the board for the Tayport Breakers is Avon Fletcher. 2 walks and an RBI single on the card so far. Teammate up at third base. Luke Lasky 90 feet away. And strike called coming down there. And it's a hefty swing that makes contact. Line drive, base hit. Goes past third base. Runner comes over. Luke Lasky adds to the total, and it's another RBI single for Fletcher as the throw came in to cut off at second base. It was a slight overthrow as well, but Fletcher had already made the decision to hold up at first. So Lasky comes over the line there. 2 in the inning so far. Just 1 out. There's Joe Matthews. 1 for 3. Lets that one and go past for ball 1. So the Breakers have a runner at first and 1 out here in the top of the 5th. In the lead over the Angels. And that one's left to go high and outside. Not by much, but 2-0. Fletcher holding steady at first. Swing and a miss there from Matthews to take us to 2-1. As time briefly called as our juniors have one of their out of bounds coming in bounds over here. 2-1. Swing at the head high, but no contact. Count goes high, 2-2. Avon Fletcher at first, 1 away so far for the Breakers here in the top of the 5th. That's going to be a wild pitch low. Fletcher's going to take himself up to second. And it's Ted Rogers, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And that's going to come in high. Matthews takes himself up to first base on the walk. Runners at first and second for the Breakers. Where's Mahai? Steps in now, 1 away so far. And that's going to slip past low and just graces the glove of the catcher before going to the backstop. Runners advance up to second and third. Fletcher at third, Matthews at second. Mejia's 1 for 3 as well. RBI single in the first. And that's going to be ball low. Callan just coping with the conditions, I think, here as well. Slightly blustery coming in now. And I get the feeling there, Mihai afterwards just thought that was the one. But steps back away to swing again for another day. First base is open. Signs that one there. It's a slow grounder. Shortstop runs in, picks that up. Lim throws over to Heaney at first. He has to dive for it. Gets the tag applied. And tag, we'll just wait to see if tag's applied there. Nope, it was got through. So that is going to be a single for Mahai. And it's another run come home there. Fletcher makes it third run for the inning. Matthews round at third. So runners at the corners. Captain Shinyan Lai. Not for two with a walk. Steele is taken successfully to stand up into second from a high. So runners at second and third. Although I think actually we've had a balk called. Balk is called after that. So it's an advance. Here now goes to third on the balk. And the Matthews home on the balk as well, I think. And that comes in, it's a little chopper. Comes in third base. Murphy takes that one. It's a slow bounce over to first, but it's a controlled and in time. So across the corners there, 5-3 for the second out. And we're going to awaken in David Farr for his first at-bat. Moved to second base for the defense and is staying in. Will be his first at-bat of the season as well. One runner at third, two away. That pitch comes in, overhead high. 1-0. So it would be the 15th run, sitting at third base. It's a 14 game at the moment. Swing and a miss. Count goes equal low as the wind returns. The shadows have left. Comes down, and that's going to bounce in the dirt as well. So another ball heads on. Conditions for McCallum have gone steadily worse over his at-bats as he hurled in, and that one's going to go foul up and over. A little bit of pace there. Just check there. I believe we're on 2-2. The ball has no memory though. Everybody else cares about the count. And that's going to be popped up. It is in foul territory in the outfield, but it is going to be out of reach of any of the Angels running over to that one. So we'll settle in to do it again. Two strikes on the board. Two away. David Farr lets that one go past. So all the lights are on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. Far away. It's McCallum pitches. It's low and in the dirt. It's ball taken. It's into the backstop, but it's a relatively short backstop here at Edinburgh. So with that, Mejia's just going to stay steady up at third. Put runners on the corners. Mikey McDonald comes in now. Not for 2 with a walk in there as well. At least on paper. Who do we have? It is McDonald. Runners at the corners. 2 away. And that one there, McCall finds the bottom of the zone. Not on 1. It's going to go lower this time for a 1-1, equal low. Runner still at the corners. Strike two. 2 away. 2 strikes. McCallum's arm can do the business here. And it goes high. And the count goes equal high. 2 and 2. The wind picks up once more. Reuben no longer in the truck, but taking pictures. Commentator's action pose. It looks like every other pose. 3 and 2. Lights are back on once more. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. David Farr saw that and drew the walk. Mikey McDonald, 9th batter to face, is the walk. So we're around the order in the inning. And the bases are loaded. Don on steps in. 2 walks and a ground out. Any base for the Angels. And that's going to be ball 1 outside. And tiny gust of wind is going to foul that one back towards the car park over the people standing in the third base line. Sorry, the third base stand. Yeah, that sounds better. There's a Hyundai, that car. I can see the badge. Sails back in, bases loaded. Goes past and into the backstop, and again, maybe just 15-20 feet to our backstop here in Edinburgh. So everybody holds up at the bases. Bases remain loaded. Top of the 5th. 2 outs. Pitch comes in high. 3 and 1 here. Callan still looking to come out of the inning. And that's going to be ball 4. And as everybody walks around, that will bring Lewis Mejia over the bag, and that is run 15. And we will flag up run 15 there because there is a mercy rule in the AAA, which is a 15-run lead at the end of 5 innings. So the Angels are in a situation where they will need to score in the bottom of the 5th to extend the game. And of course that's also going to be determined by how many, if any more, the Breakers will put out this inning. So bases remain loaded. 2 out. Check swing there. It is back to the top of the order for Luke Lasky. And yet we are around the order. We open up the 9-1-2. Lasky gets steps back, and from that wild pitch, it's going to bring one more home. David Farr taking the opportunity to extend that lead. And everybody else moves up, so it's Mikey McDonald there. On the 90 feet away from home. Donan moves himself into scoring position up at second base. Temperature drops now here in Edinburgh as well. It's not the wind chill factor, it's sun dropping down. Chill descends over the playing fields here. Lasky lets that one go past. It is called a strike though. Fills the count at 3 and 2. Lasky certainly was expecting the ball to be called there, but grazes outside low. That's inside high, and that will draw ball 4. And it is. That's from Mikey McDonald to do his 360 feet. Go around the bases, so we get have the gap there. Ethan Dyke comes in now. Okay, actually, no, we're just staying at bases loaded there. So we have Mikey McDonald at third. Don on at second. With Lasky at first. Ethan Dyke receiving the pitches for the Tayport Breakers. And now with that, one more walk drawn. Mike McDonald brings himself over on the walk. Done on to third. Luke Lasky up to second. Dyke with the walk. Takes himself round to first. So bases remain loaded. And it's just going to be a conference at the mound as all the Angels from the infield step in. And with that, we're going to just take a small break to bring a pitching change in for the Angels. Back shortly. So we have some outfield changes for the Edinburgh Angels. Herbie Sainty is coming in to pitch. He's going to be coming in from left field. So Blaine Heary is heading up to there, and taking over at first base will be Luke McCallan. So it's 2 away for the Breakers, and it is Avon Fletcher stepping in now with the bases loaded. And that's the slow off-speed floats, just slightly outside for ball 1. And that floats high for ball 2. Little check in from Luke Padgett, who is continuing to catch for the Edinburgh Angels. And where the bingo card is slight drizzle with falling temperatures. I think we should start using the modifiers now. It's going to bowl 3 to the outside. And that's going to be wide out, ball 4. So everybody pushes themselves round 90 feet once more, and with bases loaded, that will bring Don on over the plate. Into the plate now, Joe Matthews. Joe, an RBI single in the first. 2 flyouts to follow and a walk afterwards for today's card. Saini brings that one in high as well. And that's going to be one more ball. Signal goes up to hold at third. That goes past. Wind starts to swirl, and that's going to be a chopper that's going to go up and roll foul. Matthew's taking that one and bringing that for a chop roll. And with the wind as it is, push down the first base line. Swing there, hefty. That's going to go fly out. It's going deep. It's going long. It's not completely distant. It's caught center field there for out number 3. Matthew Nijinsky watching that one come down and making it sure and safe into the glove. Pop out to center field, and that will be side retired for this inning. An inning where he's coming off, just looking down here, just the one hit from that inning, but with a number of walks. Brings in 8 runs and 3 left on base. 6-2 Tayport Breakers leave 18. In the top of the 5th, the Edinburgh Angels will need to put 4. We'll just check with the official scorer on that one and let everybody know, and we'll ring the changes and be back with you in a second. They've had 3 bang 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 innings.
Yes, second and third inning.
But then again, good ones. This is what Breakers do. Breakers have monster inning, sit, monster inning, sit. Right. Welcome back to the bottom of the 5th. Tayport Breakers 18, Edinburgh Angels 0. Just discussed there briefly, the SNBL does have a mercy rule 15 at the end of 5, so the Angels are looking for 4. And we have a number of changes to ring through out in the defence for the Tayport Breakers. First up is pitching change. We've got Ewan Fletcher coming in to do potentially the final inning. And we also have Don on then moving off the pitcher's mound out to left field. And Joe Matthew coming down from left field to cover first base where Ewan Fletcher was previously. So a little wheel between pitcher, left field and first base there. Your 1, 2, 3 for the Angels. Ben Taylor's on just now. Kendrick Shaman, Gracie Murphy will be following. And your bingo card now is grey to the left, blue to the right. Single, not wind. And strike thrown there fast, hard and low from Fletcher. You take the count equal high. Comes down to the heat for strike 3. Hits the low corners. It's 1 away. Kendrick Sham comes in, strike out in the 3rd. Batting from the right hand side. Opposite matchup, Fletcher, who plays not just for Tayport, but one of the members of the Scotland squad. Throwing Haight down. Strike 2. And the Edinburgh Angels will not have seen pitching speed like this from last year. They move up into AAA. It's 1 and 2. Allows himself to challenge themselves to find out how to be better baseball players. Everybody in for improve. And the count is equal high, 2 and 2. And you do that by facing the rest of the AAA league to measure yourself at the start of the season and at the end of the season. Check swing there as count goes full, 3 and 2. Our season here in Scotland plays right through to the end of August. Tiny Star weather permitting. And we will move into the postseason as well. And that's going to call it's a dropped third strike. So Shinyi pitches up from the catcher spot, stands up and throws up to first in time for the out. Caught by Joe Matthew. And 2 away. Second drop third strike the Breakers have put up. And Gracie Murphy, open up as a catcher, move to third base now. Drew a walk in the third. And opens up to watch Fletcher bringing down a new chance there. It's a swing, tiny clip on it, but goes out foul. Everybody comes sad again. Breakers infield is popped in 10-20 feet from their standard as they were, as that goes hurled into the dirt. Fletcher gathers, one nod towards the team captain, Shane Lai, and that gets fouled into the backstop. Staying alive. Bottom of the fifth, 2 away. Angels need to get base runners. Otherwise, that will be the game called at the bottom of the fifth. And now that comes in for a full count. So, all the lights are on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Murphy drew the walk in the third inning, looking to do the same or go further with contact. And that's going to be ball 4. Draws the walk. Two walks in 2 plate appearances. And it is back to the top of the order, Ryan Lim. Strikeout, ground out so far in the game. Batting left-handed. Check swings on that one. Goes back for foul ball. Oh, Gracie Murphy already started up for second. We'll take position back down next to the Breakers. Joe Matthews manning first base. Fletcher brings in again, and strike 2. Not 2 count, runner at first. Comes down there with the heat, but it goes to the outside. Count goes 1 and 2. Angels, 1 pitch at a time. Check swing, but strike 3 called, and that will be the end of the inning, and that will be the end of the ball game called. Week 1 is over for our teams here in Edinburgh. The weather is causing rain delays over in Glasgow as well, so we'll await that for the final score. And also in our other Edinburgh field, where the Edinburgh Rays are making their first appearance in the SNBL AAA. We thank you all for watching our game here on YouTube, and we urge you to like, love, share, and subscribe as we continue to grow baseball here in Scotland. If you want to get involved, baseballscotland.co.uk, and you can find your local teams, fixtures, schedules. You're all welcome to come along to play, to watch, to learn to score, or to realise there's another microphone next to me in the commentary booth if you want to have a go at that as well. I'm Ewan, Spence, Reuben hustling the truck. Thanks very much for your time. All the weather, all the baseball, all to look forward for the rest of the year. Hasty back.